Are you 24 yet?
24yep.com.
Please subscribe.
Gentlemen, welcome to the video. In today's video, we're taking a look at my WT Micro SCX24. The most useless... Okay, guy's running a weed whacker right behind me. Daggone it. I'll just pick this back up when he's done weed whacking. I'll be right back, guys. But this is what we're looking at. This is the WT Micro chassis kit, WT Micro body, WT Micro wheels, and there's a lot of little weird stuff I had to do to be able to make this happen. And I'm just gonna give you guys a closer look at it. Please keep in mind this is not at all complete. It's just at a point where right now where I'm like happy with the way it looks, it drives, and I wanted to share it. The camper topper here was actually meant for this truck, so it doesn't perfectly fit the bed of this, but this is kind of like the look that I was going for, the vibe. So I tossed it on there just so you guys could kind of see. But also it looks really cool without it on. And I'm definitely not the first one to do this. Before we get started, I wanted to give a shout out to our boy, Simply24s on Instagram. Right here is his lower dually. And of course he did it way better than I will ever do. So you can see it pull up here and then it lowers. He has each corner of an axle on servos. Super, super cool. Definitely not at all anywhere close to how bad this thing is. But I just wanted to give a quick look at this before we get started. His tires are actually resin printed. And then you can see there's a servo pretty much on each corner with a long arm going back to the axle. And that's what raises and lowers it. Anyways, shout out Simply24s. Yours is way better than mine will ever be. And yeah, let's get into it. Let's just start with the tires and the axles because those are the most complicated things to make this build work. So we're using normal 1-inch SCX24 wheels. These are WT Micro Steely wheels. And there's not really a tire this low profile for the SCX24 that exists. So what I'm using here, this is a Playmobil 38 tire, and I just have it pushed right onto the wheel. The bead of this is real small, and it like perfectly locked right onto the wheel. So there's nothing special going on here. All I did was just, like I said, push the tire right onto the wheel. It's a perfect tight fit, and it was the exact look that I was going for. I do have another Playmobil one here to just quickly show. This is a 41 that I dremeled the bead out of to kind of like open up the inside here because it was too tight to try and push on a wheel. And then I just have a normal 1-inch wheel here and just work it around here a little bit. And there you go. It's as simple as that. I may have forgot to say it, but there's no inner ring on the wheel, which kind of gives it a lip here on each side, and that's what locks the tire on. And then just for a quick comparison, right there's the 38 and the 41, just in case anybody wants to start getting into the Playmobil tires. Next up, we have the axle situation. So I'm using stock axles, but I had to, the problem with the stock axles is that they're too wide to be able to tuck the tire like this. So I had to cut a chunk out of each side of the axle here. I had to cut a chunk out of it and then glue it back together to try and make it more narrow. And let me see here. I also took a picture during the process so I could show you guys the axle shafts. Yep, there we go. Let me get my Park Tool pointer. There we go. Okay, so stock axle, this little shiny part right here, that's the glue. And then this end piece here is what I glued on. So I took a chunk out of this area and I just glued it back together. And then these are the stock axle shafts that I also cut a chunk out of. And then I took a piece of styrene, that's what this white is. I glued the two ends of the axle shaft into the styrene, which made it shorter. So these are both shortened axle shafts. And then this styrene piece here it's still small enough to fit inside the axle. So these axle shafts now just slide right in, and it just works like a normal axle would. It's just shorter, more narrow. And the front axle, pretty much the same thing. Again, I cut a chunk out of it and glued it back together right here. And then for the axle shaft, the entire center piece here is just completely hollow. Since this is only two-wheel drive, I only have a rear drive shaft, no front shaft. Since this is only two-wheel drive, I only needed the end axle shaft here to hold the wheel on. So the axle shaft only goes from, like, it's just inside this knuckle and then to the outside. Dude, oh, this is so sick looking. I could stare at this all day. The stance of this is just like actually perfect for what I was wanting. All right, let's keep going here before I get distracted. Okay, for the steering, we're using a stock servo, and I mounted the steering link on the bottom of the knuckles to kind of make room for the chassis being able to sit down so low. Using a stock steering link, and with this end, since the axle's more narrow, I just completely chopped the end of the steering link off, drilled a hole in it, and bolted it right to the knuckle. Moving backwards, just normal C10 links, nothing special there. My motor and transmission, I kind of have it tilted to the side, that way it fits right in between my links. And I did that with these mounting holes right here. You can see that the screws are kind of going sideways, and that's how I was able to tilt it. The front of the chassis also has a huge notch ground down in it, again to kind of sit down onto the axle to keep it low. The rear is a bit of a mess right now. I had the rear sitting nicely with the chassis rails the whole way out to the back, but I just couldn't get it to a point where it was low enough that I was happy with it, so I ended up cutting off the rear of the chassis for now. This is something that I'm eventually going to go back and like make an actual nice notch. But for now, the chassis rails and the axle kind of rest on the body here, and it sits perfectly for how I want it. So for now, like I said, it's fine as is. And then the rest of the rear end is pretty normal here. C10 links, just normal drive shaft, nothing too crazy. And right here you can kind of see what I was just talking about with the chassis being cut. You can see where I cut the chassis and the axle kind of just lays right on the body. Steering works perfect, and rear axle spins. Yeah, there she is, boys. Dude, it's so good. It's so good. Let me give you guys a little bit of a turning action here. Everybody's so worried about the turning. Nobody thinks it can turn. Well, I'm gonna show you. Actually, let's toss this on here just for fun. Turning away from me, full lock. As you guys can see, turns perfectly. No problems at all. And I'm sure a lot of people are going to want to see how capable it is, so do a little ledge test here. Okay, good, not bad. Yeah, not bad at all. There we go. That was a little ledge. Alright boys, I think that's all I got. I just wanted to get on here, make a quick video showing how I did this. And yeah, could not be happier. There's a lot of little jankiness that needs fixed. Windows, I think I'm going to do like a bench seat with the Mexican blanket rug style thing on it. Like I had said earlier, the camper topper, I'll probably do something in here to hide some of that. But this is the start of it. I think we're off to a great start. and I could not be happier. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed. I know this really isn't everybody's cup of tea, and if it's not your cup of tea, you're wrong.